website on the true cost of demolition, and the reason why is because I get a lot of calls, obviously asking for quotes and stuff like that, and I don't know if a lot of people fully understand what all goes into demolishing a house and stuff like that, but it's not as cheap as what some people probably are budgeting for. I've got people who have called and have wanted to demolish like a 1,500 or so square foot house here in Bean, and they had a $3,000 budget, and that ain't going. I can just tell you that right now. When you look at demolishing a house, there's a lot of things you got to consider. You got to consider location, where the house is. You got to consider what type of equipment you need. You got to consider the cost of that equipment. You got to consider how you're going to dispose it, where you're going to dispose it, how far it is to the disposal site. Are you going to use dumpsters? Are you going to use private haulers? Are you going to haul it yourself? Are there going to be costs involved? You need to rent a dump trailer. You need to rent a truck. You need to get a dump truck. What type of stuff are you disposing? What's the house made out of? Is it made out of all wood, or is it got a brick facade to it, or is it stucco, or what is it? Like I said, there's so many different variables that go into doing it, and after you do it for so long, you kind of get an idea of what it's going to cost. And one of the things that you have to portray to the customer is you got to be as transparent and clear and precise as possible, especially on cost and scope of work. Because some people will ask you to demo a house, but then as you're demoing the house, they want you to do some land clearing. They want you to start, taking down bushes and stuff that they've got. Sometimes you can do it if it's not too big a deal, and if it's not going to add too much cost to your bid. But there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and one of the most expensive things you would think would be machinery. Machinery gets expensive after you've used it. If you're renting machinery, it's really expensive after about a week or so. So if you have delays, rain delays and stuff like that, then it can get pretty expensive pretty quick. But typically your machinery, you can kind of, know what that's going to cost and stuff like that. But a lot of people, clients, don't necessarily think about that. A lot of people see stuff on TV and they see, basically Chip and Joanna Gaines. Love the show, and they talk about demo day and stuff like that. So it sounds really fun, and oftentimes it is. But there are certain costs that are associated with demolition that they probably won't tell you, that you don't know about. And I think we're going to take these trees out anyway. Sorry about that. But one of the most expensive things is the disposal of demolition debris. And while it may seem like you can tear a whole house down and get everything hauled off and whatnot, people look at the excavator load stuff in the dumper and it looks so simple, and for all intents and purposes, it is. But the cost involved with that can range anywhere from, down here in Texas, $500 a dumpster, up to $900 a dumpster, or $1,000. I did a job about 2 months ago. Dumpsters were $1,000 each. Luckily, I only needed 2 of them, but that's something that a lot of people don't really think about. They think it's a little bit easier, a lot easier and cheaper than what it actually is. So as a for instance, these aren't real numbers or whatever, but as a for instance, if you got a 1,500 square foot house, you should not expect to pay $2,500 or $3,000 to demo it. Anybody, I feel like this, anybody that tells you they can demo your house for, you know, a 1,500, 2,000 square foot house, they tell you they can do it for $4,000, then they're doing one of two things. Either they are on drugs or selling crack on the side, and they're just doing it for fun, or they are disposing of the stuff they're dumping it illegally on back alleys and stuff like that, places where nobody can find it. You would be hard pressed to find anybody that would demo a house for that. Talking to a guy the other week, he was saying that his son got into demolition. First call he got, a guy asked to have a 1,000 square foot house demoed, and the guy bid $2,000 to demo. His dad told him, "Are you sure about that?" "Yeah." And he said, "You may want to reconsider your numbers." He said, "You're gonna have $2,000 worth of dumpsters, you know, as it is." So, which is true. If you were to, as a demolition contractor, if you are renting, or even if you have your own equipment, even having your own equipment, you still have to factor in equipment costs, some type of equipment cost, whether it's insurance for the equipment, or hauling it there and back, or, you know, diesel. 18-wheelers don't really get great gas mileage. So stuff like that you got to think about, and the demo contractor has to factor in when he bids the job. If you rent, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's not terribly expensive. But it's not extremely cheap either, like some people would want. And you know, that's something that I think a lot of people just don't realize. And a lot of people go to a demo contractor and they ask for a bid, and they have a budget of, you know, $2,000 or $3,000, and it just doesn't work like that. Like I said, you may find somebody who does it for that cheap, but I would be a little apprehensive as to, you know, where they're dumping this stuff at. Even if you hired some guys to take it down, maybe, you know, like I said, you got to dispose of it somewhere. Labor is I don't want to call it cheap, but it's not that bad, because the excavator can do what, you know, 10 guys can do. It'll take 10 guys, you know, a day or two to demo a house completely. The excavator can knock it down in about an hour, so, or less, depending on how big the house is. So that's one of the things that needs to be considered. The only reason I say that is because I think a lot of people, I've seen a bunch of situations where people have gone into buying properties and they say, "We bought the property, we don't want the house, we want the house demoed, so we just need to get a quote to get it demoed." And then when you tell them, you know, well, it's going to cost $6,000 to $7,000 or more, it kind of throws a whole wrench in their game plan, because now they didn't budget for demolition costing that much. So, you know, I even heard up in like New York and stuff like that, dumpsters are way more expensive than a few $1,000s, or not a few $1,000s, you know, $500 or $600, whatever. I think I read somewhere one guy said he was paying $960 minimum for a 30-yard dumpster, which down here in Texas, that's really expensive. But again, you gotta factor in the disposal of it, and you know, if you're just gonna burn everything down, then don't even hire a demo contractor. Just I don't want to tell you to set the house on fire at night. I told one person jokingly, I said the only way we'd be able to tear that house down for $3,000. And I think it was like a 1,500 or 1,800 square foot house. I told them the only way we can tear it down for $3,000 is if you give us a can of gas and some matches. I said that's the only way we're gonna get that thing down for that price. And I guess they thought I was trying to be funny. I guess it was, but seriously, that's the only way for that price should be able to do it. I told them we can tear it down. We're gonna skid steer. We'll come and clean up the ashes after a couple of days, and that'll be that. An attempt at humor, I don't think they liked, but anyway. A lot of people forget that contractors are people too, and some contractors have such a bad rep that when people hear contractor, they instantly think thief. You know, thieves. They're thieves. They're all thieves. They just try to rip us off and so on and so forth. And that's not the case. What the hell? Now the windshield wiper comes on after I don't need it. I've been trying to get it to come on all day. But they think contractors are all just thieves that are just looking to rip people off. And there are a lot of bad contractors out there. But a lot of us are really just trying to make a living. You know, we're trying to feed our families, you know, trying to raise families, start families, whatever the case may be. So instead of looking at contractors like they're all thieves, you know, look at them as people first. And if you need to get reviews from people and find out the who's who of who, then do that. But don't instantly classify every contractor you see as just a money-hungry thief or whatever. A lot of people say, well, if you will charge me that much, I can just do it myself. Okay, go ahead. And I've seen so many people who start into a project like demolition, and they realize how strenuous it is, especially by hand, and they give up and they're calling us, you know, or calling somebody, hey, how much you charge to do this? I've done this. I just need the rest of them taken care of. Anyway, I'm going to finish loading this crap up. I'm going to try to get all this stuff from the back into a pile up here in the front. We're not going to get nothing done for today, so probably tomorrow. That's going to be a problem. It's going to be. But, yeah, I just wanted to say that, you know, in defense of all the contractors out here. Stuff we do is it's expensive. A lot of it is expensive, especially demolition. And is that metal pin coming out? I hope not. Looks like the pin on the bucket is coming out. I hope it's not. I had the bucket fall off once already. The lynch pin, quick connect adapter came out. Anyway, that's about it. That's all I'm going to say. So, I'm going to load this junk out. Wait for tomorrow. I told one person jokingly, I said the only way we'd be able to tear that house down for $3,000. And I think it was like a 1,500 or 1,800 square foot house. I told them the only way we can tear it down for $3,000 is if you give us a can of gas and some matches. I said that's the only way we're going to get that thing down for that price. And I guess they thought I was trying to be funny. I guess it was. But seriously, that's the only way for that price should be able to do it. I told them we can tear it down. We're going to skid steer. We'll come and clean up the ashes after a couple of days, and that'll be that. An attempt at humor, I don't think they liked. But anyway. A lot of people forget that contractors are people too, and some contractors have such a bad rep that when people hear contractor, they instantly think thief. You know, thieves. They're thieves. They're all thieves. They just try to rip us off and so on and so forth. And that's not the case. What the hell? Now the windshield wiper comes on after I don't need it. I've been trying to get it to come on all day. But they think contractors are all just thieves that are just looking to rip people off. And there are a lot of bad contractors out there, but a lot of us are really just trying to make a living. We're trying to feed our families, trying to raise families, start families, whatever the case may be. So instead of looking at contractors like they're all thieves, look at them as people first. And if you need to get reviews from people and find out the who's who of who, then do that. But don't instantly classify every contractor you see as just a money-hungry thief or whatever. A lot of people say, well, if you're going to charge me that much, I just do it myself. Okay, go ahead. And I've seen so many people who start into a project like demolition, and they realize how strenuous it is, especially by hand, and they give up and they're calling us, or calling somebody, hey, how much you charge to do this? I've done this. I just need the rest of them taken care of. So. Anyway, I'm gonna finish loading this crap up. I'm gonna try to get all this stuff from the back into a pile up here in the front. We're not gonna get another dumpster today, so probably tomorrow. It's gonna be tomorrow. Probably it's gonna be tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to say that in defense of all the contractors out here. Stuff we do it's expensive. A lot of it's expensive, especially demolition. And is that metal pin coming out? Looks like the pin on the bucket is coming out. I hope it's not. I've had the bucket fall off once already. The lynch pin and the quick connect adapter came out. Anyway, that's about it. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'll load this junk out. Wait for tomorrow.